Jen, that you guys are already on. I am hopeful that the people that we're going to be logging on with Facebook will go ahead and get on Zoom as well. I know a little bit more challenging if they were doing it from their phones. So hopefully we'll be able to go ahead and get on here. And we'll work on the technical difficulty we're having now after this live so that tomorrow and the rest of the issue is. So sorry for the inconvenience for everyone that's watching later because you couldn't get on. But we are so grateful that you're with us this week, and we have been having a great time so far. And I tried to incorporate a couple of things that we talked about yesterday into my routine last night. I'm away from home right now, so it was a little bit more difficult, but it was actually very, very helpful, the things we talked about yesterday. So we talked about sleep yesterday. This is part of our Shine Challenge. Yesterday we talked about sleep. Today is going to be hydration versus moisturization. Tomorrow's integrative massage, and then we're going to do nutrition and then exercise. And this isn't the normal things that you would think with the words that we're saying, nutrition and exercise. Those aren't the normal things that you're going to be learning. It's new and fun ways to enjoy the things that maybe you didn't enjoy before. So with that, what we're saying today again is going to be all about hydration. I've got my great big water here. If you know me, you know I do not like to drink water. It's my least favorite thing in the world to drink. I have gotten much better about it. Carrie, she inspires me every day to be more healthy, and this is one of the ways that I'm doing that. So my daughter, just got it with me. But so you guys already kind of know how the flow went yesterday. Y'all were both here. And so we're going to just continue on that same path. Again, we'll do another live drawing at the end of the live. And today for our topic, since it's hydration, this is Raven's Balm. If you haven't used this is our just complete way to get hydrated possible in it, believe it or not, but literally the best hydration you can get for your skin. So we're going to be giving this away at the end of the live today. So, and tune in for that. And again at the very end of the live. So since we're running a little bit late, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Carrie, and we'll just go from there.
Yay! Thank you, sweet Sarah. I'm so glad you're here. So glad. Okay, I'm gonna scoot this little screen over, and here we go. One more thing here. Oh, wait, I did something. I'm sorry. I'm telling myself now that I really need to have somebody on the back end of this handling all the techie stuff, because I'm gonna break everything. In the meantime, all right, so today's going to be a lot of fun. We talked yesterday about rest and sleep and the benefit of all of those things, and we talked about the two laws. We talked about the progressive overload, which is where we're really going to focus today and for the rest of the week. What we're learning what we learned yesterday is going to carry over to today. And then we're going to add a little bit to it. And then tomorrow we're going to add a little bit to it. And we're just going to grow and grow until the end of the week. We have a full blueprint on how to reverse our faces. And not just our faces, actually our bodies too. There's some really cool tricks that I'm going to show you for the full body. So with that, we'll get in. Today we're going to focus on hydration versus moisturization. There is a difference. And when I first started making skincare products, I would get questions, people would be like, oh my gosh, I just put this Raven's Balm on and it feels like it's sitting on top of my face. It's too oily and my skin feels really dry. Well, it's like, there's a reason why that's happening. So we're going to go into the reason why those types of things happen. Or, people would say, I cannot use oil. Absolutely. If I use oil, my skin will break out. There's a reason why that happens too. And it's happening between the oil and the water. There's a difference between moisturization and hydration. So we'll go into that. But also we are going to employ another law today, and it's called the law of the increase. So the law of increase, which is one of my favorite laws, says if you want something to increase, you have to praise the source and you have to praise the thing. So what we're going to do today is we are going to add to what we did yesterday, and we're going to just continue to flow forward, and we're going to praise the source of all supply, and we're also going to praise our bodies. Like, you're a good body. You do exactly what I tell you. And anytime there's disobedience in the body, I say, no, you're going to obey. And the way that we get it to obey is we understand we are the bosses, much like Jenny, what you were saying. We're the bosses of our brain, and we're the bosses of our body. We tell our bodies and we tell our brains exactly what it's going to do. But it's up to us to make sure that we're feeding it with the proper nutrients, with all the tools, all the technology, everything that we need to make our bodies go, okay, we obey, we relent. And so I always say, you will yield to me. I say that to my body. You will yield to me. I'm the boss. So with that, we're going to get into this. So first, I'm going to describe with my PowerPoint presentation right here. That joke's going to get old real fast. So I'm going to describe your face. This is the structure of face, of all faces. Everybody's face is the same. Okay, it's all of our faces are made exactly the same. But when people say, oh, I have oily skin, dry skin, you know, all those things, none of that matters when you understand the structure of the face. Okay, your face is like a brick wall. The outer epidermis is, the outer layer is called the stratum corneum. Okay, it is 25 to 30 layers of microscopic thin layers. Okay, paper thin, thinner than paper layers. Each one of those layers has bricks. So imagine a brick wall, and what the brick is held in by the mortar, right? And then the brick wall is protected by an outer invisible force field, and that's called the acid mantle. Okay, your bricks are your body's dead skin. All the skin on top of the face is the very top, like the top 2 or 3 layers, is dead. Okay, and that has to, I always say, they have to take a hit. They're like soldiers going to the front line. They got to get off. They got to fall off. Okay, cellular turnover, that's what that is, happens every 30 days. These guys in the front, 25 to 30 layers, 1 to 2 layers a day, they got to go. But they can't go sometimes because what holds it in is the mortar. The mortar is your body's sebum. So sebum is your oils, your lipids, called lipids or oils, your natural oils, and water that form together, and they go to the front and they hold that brick in. When you have too many bricks that get piled up back here, that's where you get the dull, the dry, the sallow, like all of those things. But if it stays on too long, you start to get unhealthy skin. It sets your skin up for all the things we're going to talk about in a minute. Imagine a brick wall that's not treated right, and it starts to crack open. When it starts to crack open, things can get inside. That's where blackheads, that's where aging, that's where the fine lines and wrinkles, that's where eczema and psoriasis and all of that starts to come in and penetrate to the skin, dermatitis, all of those things. Okay, when the stronger, the more healthy your skin is on the outside, that brick wall, the more healthy it is, the more durable it is, the more able it is to handle hits that come at it. Okay, that's what we want. We want that. And so the way to remove the bricks is very easy. It's very easy to get this brick off. You want to scrape it off, scrape it gently, very gently, exfoliate. But you can't exfoliate it if the mortar is holding it in. Well, the way to get the mortar off is, remember, this is oil. Oil releases oil. Okay, so to get the oil off, to get the brick off, you have to use oil to soften the mortar, and then that can come off, and you can get it off very gently without having to do chemical peels or lasers, or like you can go your whole life without having those things if you're daily, remember the progressive overload, if every single day you're using the right food, the right nutrients on your face to get those to take the hit and to keep that invisible, that acid mantle protected, you don't ever need it. It's fine. You know, you're having it. So with that, I'll tell you that when I formulated the facial trivium does everything that you need to take that brick off, to soften the mortar, take the brick off, to protect that acid mantle, and then to put nutrients, to deliver nutrients into the skin. And it does it in 3 products. I say 2 steps, 3 products. It's 2 steps because you take the the black soap, and you lather it up, and then you take your scrub, your Beeswax tube, and you combine the two. So it's one step, and then you scrub, and you go here, and you can use this. All of the products are formulated for the face first, so you can literally use everything on your face. Why would you use deodorant? Another conversation on your face. We'll talk about that later. But you can use every product that I make on your face, but also on your whole body, so that you can have one or two things that do all the heavy lifting. So with that, what we are going to look at now is how to get this brick and mortar handled, and how to protect that acid mantle. So what the acid mantle is the acid mantle is this invisible. As soon as I describe it, you're going to know, oh, I remember destroying that. It's your body's sweat, so salt and water, and then it's your body's oil, your sebum, and the water, the moisture, or the hydration that's in your body. Okay, it's that comes to the surface, and it creates this invisible barrier. What it does is it makes your skin, the pH of your skin, inhospitable to bacteria, to inflammation and UV, like free radical damage, all of those things that causes problems on the skin. It makes it inhospitable. So anything that wants to hop on you, it's like, I can't live there. It's perfect. It's too perfect. That's what it does. But when we use the wrong products, we can remove it. You can remove it when you go swimming. So remember I know y'all remember this, but remember when we were all teenagers and we would get acne, and we were like, get the alcohol or get the sea breeze or get the, strip it. And you wanted your face so squeaky clean, and it would feel like super tight and clean and all of that. And then a little bit later, it was like kind of red and on fire. You remove the acid mantle. It made it worse. It made things worse, but it felt like tight, like, oh, it's working. It's like, no, look at your face. And then the zits come, And so we were so bad about doing that because we didn't understand it. But now what we understand is when you have the right products, when you have the right ingredients, that stays protected, and it really does prevent it. Actually, it's one of the bigger problems with aging. So one of the things that causes aging the most on the face. And I even remember back in the day, so your face, that acid mantle is what makes your face 4.5 pH, more or less, okay? I remember back in the day, I was on the swim team, and I didn't really have a lot of acne problems when I was growing up, but when I was on the swim team, I did, and I couldn't figure out why. It was because we would swim in the chlorine all day, like for hours a day, and it would all just break out all right here, and it was just like inflamed. I still have, I don't know if you can see it, but I still have some scars, very, very small, but I had some scars in my teen years from the acne that came from that. And so anyway, that's what we want to prevent and recover. So with that, we will go into the difference between moisture and hydration. Okay, so the oil and water are what create the balance. When you get your skincare products, you're going to notice that skincare comes in two forms. Moisturizers come in two forms. They come in water formulations or in oil formulations. All of my products, minus the deodorant and the soap, of course, are waterless formulations, okay? So what that means is there's no water in any of my products, minus the soap, the raw soap, the soap bars, and this guy. Because when you have water formulations, you have to preserve it. And so I love to not have to preserve my products. I love just having them as an oil-based formulation, so I don't have to add that. It also allows them to extend very much farther. But what you can do is, when you need to add water to it, and I'll describe that, you just put a little water in your hand and you combine your Raven's Foam with it. And then you get the hydration that you need. And I'll tell you when you need that. Okay, so the way that you can tell what your product is, the first way you can tell is if it's an oil or a water formulation. Water formulations are lighter, People use them more like in the summertime. It's like, oh, I'll just put on a little bit of, a light cream or whatever, because you're outside a lot, and it's no big deal when you sweat and all the things. The cream ones, or the more waxy oil-based formulations, people tend to like more in the winter time. I use the wax base all year long because we can add the water in our hands, okay? But water-based formulations usually come in a bottle like this. They're like a pump. It's lightweight. If you were to like take it and put it in a glass of water and stir it around, it would kind of, it would dissolve and mix all together. You would have a solution. That's how you can tell, or you can just look at the ingredients. And if it says water, aqua is usually the word that they put on there. Then it's a water-based formula. When it's a water-based formula, though, what it's lacking is a rich occlusive. Okay, so if you have need for something that's going to put what I call a breathable water barrier on your skin, you want to have a water barrier on your skin, because you want that water that's inside your skin to be trapped, and you want the water that you put on your skin to also be trapped, to be held in the wall. Because what water does to the body is it makes your face look plump and full and fresh, and that's what gives you that dewy glow. That's what we have when we're younger. It's very, very much hydration. So you can tell that you are lacking hydration when your skin looks sallow or like sunken in or dull. You can tell, or if it's I don't know how to say this anyway. So you can tell that that's the hydration that you're missing. But oil-based formulations look more like this, and they are thick, and they usually melt. Like if you put them in the sun, they melt, and they're rich. And what they have in them is wax or butters. And butters also are an occlusive. And so they're thicker, and they have the ability to go on top of the skin and to hold in anything that's already there, okay? But you do always need an occlusive, but you don't want to have an occlusive if you don't have water happening in here. And so we're going to talk about how to do that. Okay, so one of the ways that you can tell if you need hydration is if you take a product like this, like what I was saying with the Raven's Balm. People would say, my face is so dry, I'm using the Raven's Balm, and it feels like oils on top of the skin. The way I describe it is, it feels like oil on top of a paper bag. Like you've seen dry paper bags, and it like the oil is just kind of saturated, but it's like still really super dry. Your skin will feel like that. When that's the case, you need water. All you have to do is take your product and splash a little water, or get in the shower or whatever. But if it's a quick thing, you just put a little water and you combine the two, and then you've got yourself a hydrating and a moisturizing product. Okay. Let's see. Let me go down. Here we go. Okay, so water gives you that plumpness, that hydrated feel. Water feeds the cells, and it helps to create natural oil that's in your body already. So we want to have water that goes in our bodies, and we want to have water that goes on top of our bodies. The oil is what creates the moisture barrier. It's responsible for the stability. So the oil, another reason why you want to have oil is because that's what holds that acid mantle. Water and your sweat, like your body's water and your body's sweat, is what's creating that pH. And then the oil actually holds it into place. So if you have the water and you have the sweat, and it's going to lower your pH, but it's not going to help anything if you don't have something that holds it in, okay, that protects it. So you always want to have the oil also, okay? Signs of dehydration: hollow, sallow, dull. Oh, tightness of skin. When your skin feels like super, super tight, it's because you need some water. You need to add water, okay? Oil products will sit on top of the skin, and it won't absorb in. All right. Then let's see. Signs of a break in that moisture barrier. The way that you can tell that you need to have oil instead of water is you're gonna get acne. You're gonna get cracks. You know, your skin will be like really sore to the touch. And this is usually for younger, like teenagers experience this so much more. And it's because they'll start to get the hormonal acne, and then they strip their skin, like what we talked about, you know, with really harsh products, and it does that. So what they need to do is they need to add that moisture back. So it allows the water to escape, and it causes the cracks. Another way that you can tell that you need oil instead of water is the face will peel, or the skin will peel, or it's ashy. People say, oh, it's ashy, or crepey skin. So as we age and we get our crepey skin, it's the moisture. So you really have to use oil-based products for that. So, all right, the best way to know which type of product to use is, and I'm gonna start it by saying you need both. We need both at all times. But when there's a problem, this is a way to troubleshoot. Does my skin look dull or wrinkly? If it looks dull or wrinkly, you need hydration. You need water. You need to get water. You need to get your Raven's Balm or your oil, and you need to splash some water or apply it in the shower. I apply this oil in the shower every single day, and I do all of my massages with this too, like my body massages that I'm going to teach you how to do. I do it in the shower, and I do it with that oil. So you're getting both immediately, okay? Does my skin feel tight? You need hydration, water. Is it dry on the surface? You need a moisturizer. Is it peeling? Moisturizer. When I apply my balm, does it hang out on the surface and not absorb? If it won't absorb, you need the hydration. When I apply my lotion or hydrosol, does my skin feel like it's peeling? Does it look like it's peeling? Moisture. That actually is, of all of the comments that I get from my customers, especially, you know, most of my customers are over 35. The common comment is that their face is peeling, and they need the moisture. They need to apply that Raven's Balm. Does it leave a white line when you scratch, and does it leave a white line? Ashy, that's ashy. You need a moisturizer. Do I have redness that resembles windburn after I wash my face? You need both, moisturizer and hydrator, and you can get both with the Raven's Balm. You can get both with this oil. You can get both with the scrub. The scrub does a really good job also, because the scrub, the Visupore 2 will actually remove, you know, all of the top layer of the skin, you know, very gently exfoliate, but it also has honey, so it's a humectant, and it draws moisture to the skin. And then it has the oils that will go in and add the moisture, but you're also using water to emulsify the scrub. So you're getting literally everything. You could actually use the Visupore 2. Before I had any other product, I had the Visupore 2, and I had this shea butter, and people could just use the Visu as a, you know, head to toe facial moisturizer. I mean, exfoliant and moisturizer, also head to toe, like it handled it. But as we age, we definitely need a little bit more, because our bodies produce less oil as we age. And so we have to have that moisture barrier. So at this point, we need to have that, you know, the waxes and the butters. So let's see, here we go. I'm just going through some of these things you don't need to know about. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the beneficial types of oils and waters. So beneficial oils are for the face. The way that I formulate, let me make this big. There we go. The way that I formulate is I like to have one product that does so much work, because I want people to have the absolute most value, okay? So I look at the skin and I say, okay, this is how everybody's skin works a very specific way. And so I'm going to make a product that works for all skin types. I don't want to have a scrub for oily skin and a scrub for dry skin and a scrub for combination. I want to create balance. And so the way that I create balance is I look at these specific types of oils. Not all oils are created equal, and not all oils are for all skin types. For example, olive oil is an absolutely beautiful oil. I love it so much, but it is, it's for people who have drier skin, like dry to combination. People who have oily skin naturally, like if your skin is imbalanced, nobody's skin should be oily or dry. It should be normal. Everybody's skin should be normal, and it can be there. It can get there through progressive overload of getting that balance. Okay. But a person who has oily skin can take an oil like coconut oil, and they can use only coconut oil, and they can moisturize their face with it. They can scrub with it. They can use it as a body oil, whatever. And it does a really great job. But a person who has dry skin, if they use straight up coconut oil, they're like, it feels, my hands feel dry and they feel like tight and, you know, that sort of thing. And it's because coconut oil is very astringent. And what that means is somebody that has larger pores, the thicker your skin is, the larger your pores are. The thinner your skin is, it's like the difference between apples and oranges. The thinner your skin is, the smaller your pores are just naturally, okay? And so when you take coconut oil and you put it on a pore that's really thin, it's astringent. Astringent means it goes into those pores and it clears them out. People with really thin skin, they don't need that, and it'll be too astringent, and so it causes the face to feel really tight and all the stuff that we talked about before. So the way that I formulate with coconut oil is I modulate it. I get it in the balance with grapeseed oil and with olive oil, and that way it's for everybody. It's an even formulation for everybody to be able to use. Okay, so if you have oily skin, you can use coconut oil, but I wouldn't say, even with oily skin, I wouldn't say just use straight up coconut oil, because it's going to keep it imbalanced. You want it to be normal, so then you get other oils to you know, balance it out. Or you can just buy my stuff, because I have the perfect balance already made for you. And so coconut oil is great. Olive oil, I love grapeseed oil, macadamia nut. You can start getting into the more luxurious oils like jojoba and sweet almond oil and argan oil. All of those are very expensive and they're more luxurious. You don't need it for your total body. Those are more for like intensive treatment. So I use those oils for the face specifically, but for the body, just in general, you don't need all of those things. So, any types of plant-based oils are great for the body. You just got to know how to modulate them. Then as far as water goes, you can obviously, to keep things so simple, you can really just get in the shower and get this product or the scrub, and you're good. Like, you don't have to think about it at all. But if you don't have these things, and you can get in the shower, or you can use on your face, you can use what's called a hydrosol, and you can make your own hydrosols homemade, you know, and you can take rose petals, get your distilled water or boiled water, whatever, and you can just put some rose petals in it, or you can get tea bags. You can use green tea. You can use, well, really all the teas. You can use chamomile, but it depends on what skin issues you have. Green tea is very astringent also, so, you know, oily or combination, you can put some green tea on as a toner. Rose oil is great for everybody, like rose petals or rose oil. You can get your water and just put a few drops of rose oil in it, and you can use that as a facial toner. Wonderful, beautiful, and that's good for everybody. So with that, I'm going to open up the floor and ask if anybody has any questions, and then we'll move forward with our massages.
I do.
What you got?
So with that bijou, with the scrub and everything, so I have quite a bit of oil still left, and I don't want to throw it out. So what do I do with it?
So you can take it and pour it. Is it at the very bottom of the scrub jar? Okay, if you have a little cup at your house that's like just a
half
little
a cup or something.
Yeah, just a small cup. Pour the oil in there a little bit at a time, like however much you would use in the shower, and take it in the shower. And you would use that as the massage. for the massage.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the beauty about oil is so cool. Okay, soap is just oil and water that's forced to like each other. Okay. They use a caustic like lye or ash or something like that. I mean, only, not something like only. Lye or ash is what they use to make oil and water like hard, you know, in a soap. But the reason they do that is because your body, to clean it, what we talked about already, we have oil in our bodies and we have water in our bodies, okay, that come out, and we get dirty because of the oil and the water, and it attracts dirt and dust and it sticks to the skin. The way to get it off is, remember we said oil releases oil, water releases water. Anything that's water-based, you use water, it rinses right off. Anything that's oil-based, you got to use oil to get it off, okay? So when you take a product like oil, like the rest of your oil that's in your Bijou, and you go, or this right here, and you go in the shower, this becomes a shower gel. This becomes essentially a shower gel. Pump it in your hands. You can massage, and I'm going to show y'all tomorrow how to do the really good shower massages. You massage with it. Meanwhile, the water is just coming down and it's rinsing it all off, and it's wonderful. I'm just realizing that my laptop is not plugged in. 19% remaining. Let's see. Actually, I'll call Solomon.
So I don't need to use then, if I do that exfoliation that you're talking about, I don't need to use body wash or anything like that. That is the body wash,
That
correct?
is the body wash. That becomes the body wash. The water. So, let me tell my son to come get my charger.
I know, I'm getting ready.
Hey, wait, come here. Come in here. I left my charger and I need it. My laptop charger. It's by my bed. Okay, bye. And let me unlock the door. Okay. Yeah, so all shower gel is oil and water made to like each other. The water in the shower becomes the water that's in the shower gel. The oil in the bottle becomes the oil that is in the shower gel. And you just, now you have shower gel. But not only that though, it moisturizes like crazy.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, then I don't have to buy Dove or whatever.
You don't. You absolutely don't. And you know, the scrub is great because it helps to exfoliate. But the other thing you can do is, if you don't want to exfoliate daily with a scrub, I love it. I think it's great to do that. But if you want to, like, you know, exfoliate every other day or whatever, you can use a washcloth. You get your washcloth, you get your body oil, and you lather up, you massage. You don't want any of that oil going down the drain. You want it on your body and you want it in your body. And when it's combined with the water that's in the shower, it's you know, unparalleled.
So, okay, so you said oil, so just take the oil from the Bijou thing, and then just water, washcloth or whatever, that's it?
Yeah, do the washcloth last though. Take the oil and massage it in really good. Yeah, you don't want to rinse off, you want to rinse off as little as possible, because you want every single bit of that going in your body, because it's full, that oil is full of nutrients, because it's got the...
So why wouldn't you use a washcloth first, fluff off the junk, whatever, and then massage with the oil?
Yeah, you could do that. You could do that. As a matter of fact, what you could do instead of even a washcloth is you can get a brush, and you can dry brush before you even get in the shower.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, and dry brushing is so good too, because it not only exfoliates, but it increases circulation in the skin.
Okay. I've got
And Jenny, one thing that I do is I use our soap in when I'm actually showering. I use our I think I have one here. I use our soap. No, not the black soap, just one of our regular soaps. Like, here is the loveliest bloom. So we have I think maybe 8 different types of or different scents of soap. So I use the soap in the shower with one of our we have an exfoliating bag that this goes into, and then I do that while I'm actually in the shower. Then I turn the water off, and then I apply the oil all over. I don't even pack. I just put the oil over and just like let it sit. So I get out of my shower and it takes me a good while for it to absorb in. But to me, that gives me the most moisture on my skin. I have very dry skin. And so that just really just keeps all the moisture on and all of the oil on my body until it just kind of like starts to dry. When it starts to dry a little bit, then I start just like massaging it in more and more. And it just kind of encourages me to massage, do more massage on myself than I usually would.
Okay. I'm gonna have to set aside 3 hours for this.
Self-care, so important.
You're gonna end up getting your rhythm. And when you get your rhythm, it's all just gonna go very easily, very naturally, and it's gonna take you no time at all.
Well, you recognize your body responses. It's really being in tune to, okay, it's at first it sounds like, oh my goodness, but as your body responds, you even start looking forward to it. It's like, this is my whole time for myself.
It becomes, we live in such a society where we think that our comfort is outside of us. And so we're like, I have to have the next vacation, or I have to have the next experience, or the next going out, or the next, all the stuff. As we learn all of these things, you need almost nothing. You need water, you need, a shower, and you need some oils, to be able to do this, because it's mostly all here. You're creating this thing, with your hands and with your brain. We have everything we need. We really do.
Yeah,
sure. It becomes delicious. I don't know what I would do if I didn't know this now. I mean, I just cannot even imagine life without knowing what I know and doing, being able to do this stuff. It gives me so much peace.
I have a question.
What you got?
Is it, so you talk about the different types of skin. I have never experienced the differences you say with the dry skin, or, all I know is that whenever I use the oils, my skin just feels good. So I wonder, does that just mean that I just have like the combination skin? That's just what I have.
So you're saying if you've not had any problems at all, it just feels good?
Yeah.
Was it that way before the products too?
I don't remember. I've been using your products for like 6-7 years. I don't remember when I first met you, but I do remember when I first met you. It was at the Earth Day event, and I think it was your first time being there. And I put on one of your moisturizers. I don't know what it was called then, and I was just like, oh, my skin needs this. This is what I've been needing my whole life. And it felt amazing, and I will never use anything else. I do use, since I've learned from you, I do use sometimes if I haven't purchased anything, then I'll use some oils at the home and whatnot. But yeah, I go in the shower, I use the oil in the shower. If I get out, there might be a little bit on my skin, but I feel like my skin soaks it up really well, but I don't ever feel dry either.
Yeah. So what you're called is balanced. Your skin is
I guess that's good.
Yeah, when you have no issues, I'm the same, but so Jen, just so you know, if you've met me at Earth Day, you have been using the product since 2013.
Oh, that's when I Goodness, it's been a while.
That event was 2013. That event was a little baby. Savvy was just a little bitty baby.
Oh, funny. Okay, it's been a lot longer than I thought it's been.
Yeah, no, you're balanced. You're balanced, and the balancing happens pretty fast. Once they say it takes 63 days for the brain to redo, to rewire and all of that. It's three sets of 21. I say they are the neuroscientists. They know, it's not like an old wives' tale. It's like studied. But so the brain rewires, and the brain will tell the body how to behave. But what I've found is that, what happens inside also happens outside. So it's kind of the same with the body. It's like when you're exercising, you get into a rhythm, and then your body finally hits a new homeostasis. And it's about 63 days also, it just, everything operates that way. So probably, I'm assuming based on all those things that it takes the skin about that long too, to just be like reset. Now I operate well, just keep giving me good nourishment,
And I don't know if Jenny, it would help you at all, but I guess in doing this a lot longer than I thought, it really is quite simple. Like it makes your shower time is not that much longer. You don't have to worry about what product do I put on. It's so simple.
Yeah, yeah. And what I really do love, and when I first started, people were like, don't say that because they won't buy as much of your stuff. I said, I don't need them to buy a bunch of stuff. I just need them to buy one thing. Just get one thing and buy it all the time, and for example, I mean, you've been here, 10 years apparently.
Wow.
So to me, I think that it's so important to be completely transparent in what we're doing, but also give the most value. And it's wonderful to me to be able to have somebody, it's like for real, this head to toe makeup remover, skin cleanser, shower gel, moisturizer, personal lubricant, like head to toe, this great hair moisturizer, all the stuff. I love that we can do that.
What is it? What is it? What's the name of the product?
So this is the, I always forget the name because I've changed it a few times. It's body oil. It's basically body oil. Body face shave oil is what botanical oil is what I have it listed as.
It's really for everything though.
It is. It's
okay. I mean, great. I mean, I'm looking for something that does an overall thing. Yep. And,
it does everything. So this product is for babies, for teenagers, for adults, for elderly, not especially, but also elderly. There's a smell that our bodies get as we age, and it's called nonanol. And what happens is our body naturally, when we're younger, creates antioxidants. Those antioxidants fight all the free radical. They give molecules to free radicals. It prevents free radical damage. It makes us not stink. When we don't have antioxidants, that sebum that we talked about, this right here, the mortar, it hardens and it oxidizes. The oxygen hits it and it hardens and it oxidizes and all that, and it starts to stink. It creates a gas that's called nonanol. That's old people smell. That's why old people smell dusty, musty. That's what it is. This prevents that. This is what it takes. It's so simple. It's so simple. And I love that because I'm like, life does not have to be complicated. You don't need to have 18 different products that have to perform all these different jobs. You have a handful of really good things that you can use multifunctional. It's great. It's perfect. It's the way it goes. With that said, this product's not available right now because we can't ship it. It melts in shipping and then it crystallizes and people get like, oh, it's melted and crystallized. But this does the same job as this, but it's in a balm form. It has wax. So this has the occlusive, the breathable moisture barrier that's thicker, richer. Okay. What I've heard from all of my customers over the last 13 years is that this is too heavy for teenagers. But when you get to be about 25, this is what shows up. This is it's a whipped shea butter, basically. And it's got some wax. I put candelilla wax in it and essential oils, and it's just beautiful. But this is a fantastic product for burns. The other issue that I have is the Raven's Balm does the same thing. These perform the same job, but this one has frankincense and myrrh, so it's more powerful. And so that's another thing. I'm like, this is awesome, but this is awesomer because this has the same stuff as this plus frankincense and myrrh and more wax. So anyway, and that's where it's like, again, as a formulator, it's like, it is great. And people do sometimes prefer this. It's like heaviest, heavy, light. That's kind of how it goes. So this one, since it's in the middle, I'm like, just use this and add water. That's how we go. But I do love that whipped shea butter. So, all right. Any more questions?
Speaking of the crystallization that you're talking about, so my Raven's butter does that, or Raven's Balm does that. I just don't care. I use it anyways. That's the best thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
You're talking about the crystallizing.
Yeah, it just takes a little bit longer to rub it into my face, but I still use it.
Yeah, and what I tell people too, if they contact me with complaints about it, so shea butter is like chocolate. It behaves just like chocolate, and you know how I don't know if you know this, but chocolate has to be tempered. And sometimes you'll get a chocolate bar and it's white. It's because there's things happening in there where it's partially the what are they called? My brain's basically it's the oils. The oils that are in there are, some are hardening and some, fatty acids, the medium, there's low, medium, and high chain fatty acids. They're all in the process, like some are melting and some are still hard, and that's the crystallization. The way that you can fix it though is, since your Raven's Balm is in this jar does really cool things. Put your lid on it, take it outside and let it melt. Just go ahead and let it melt. If you ever get Raven's Balm and it's crystallized, take it outside. The UV will hypercharge what's inside of there because this is living, and then run immediately and stick it in your refrigerator and it'll be perfect. It'll be really, really good.
I will try that.
That's how you do that. And we don't have that problem in the winter. So you don't have to, you don't have to put it outside. So anyways, all right, very good. Well, let's go into, let's see. It's okay. Is it okay if we take another 10 minutes for the massage? Are you okay with that?
Hey, Carrie, I do need to pop off to take Everett to that doctor's appointment, but do you mind if I go ahead drawing and go the head-to-head conversation here? But 'cause I have to pop off if that's okay, but I do want to go ahead and do this before I leave. That's okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So I got.
Wait. No. Are you talking about the giveaway?
Yes.
Okay. So since we couldn't live stream, let's wait till the end of the day today. I'm going to go back in today and I'll post and I'll just let everybody know, and we'll do a drawing at the end of the day.
Sounds good. Okay. Jen and Jenny, I'll put y'all's names in here. We will contact y'all after we do the drawing later tonight.
Yeah. One quick thing. Tomorrow, I did not realize I have a dentist appointment at noon, right at 12. I don't do Facebook, so how can I get this information tomorrow?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? So since we record it, I can send it. I can email it to you.
Could you please?
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have my email, don't you?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect.
Very good. Okay. Very good.
Thank you.
So good to see you ladies again. Carrie, I'll talk to you as soon as you wrap up and I'm back here.
All right. Sounds good.
Bye, ladies.
Sarah. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to get into the massage portion of this experience. We're going to take what we did yesterday and we're going to add it to, we're going to do the law of progressive overload, and we're going to add it to more information today. So we're going to do, I'm going to teach you some very basic massage techniques. Tomorrow, we're going to go more into like the tools. Today, we're just going to use our hands. But there are some tools that are very, very beneficial, and we'll go into that tomorrow. But this is just the basics. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, I've got my facial steamer here. Love this thing. I'm in the process right now of setting up a kind of an ambassador link with Amazon, because we send people to get this product so often. So if you want to wait for that and get it from us, you can, or you can just go on Amazon and buy it. They're like $40, something like that, 40 to 50. You can get them on sale depending, and they're all pretty much the same. Like there's not one particular brand, because I think they're all coming from the same manufacturers in China, and then people just sell them. So anyway, but it's wonderful. What this steamer does is so many things. One is it opens up the sinuses. It softens the oil, the mortar, the heat, softens the mortar. It helps with opening up. The pores don't open up, pores don't open and close. It just softens the pores so that you can go in and you can, exfoliate and get things out with your exfoliant or your washcloth or whatever. But it also softens the brick and the mortar so that the moisture, the hydration can go in and the moisture can go in. Okay, so what we're doing is we're combining oil and water. I love this thing, and it really turns this whole experience into a spa experience. I do it right here in my bathroom. I turn out all of the lights and I play spa music when I do this. Like some of the links, I did post a few things, but I like the nature sound, not all nature. I like the sounds of like the waterfalls and the gongs and stuff like that. So I just play that, and I do this every day. If this is too hot for you, some people are like, I can't have that much heat. If it's too hot, so you're going to see in a minute the steam starts to come out. This is how you modulate the heat. You just back up. You're still going to get the steam. It just doesn't have to be right there on you. I'm a person of extremes when it comes to heat, so I'm like, like that. But you can just do that. So we're going to start with our intention from yesterday, that thing that we tapped. We're gonna tap what right here. This is how I'm gonna do it. Look like Rambo. Okay. So we're gonna start with our tapping. So I want you to get it in your mind. The thing that you thought of yesterday, the thing that you desire. And I want you to get a good picture of it. And you want to do this every day, several times a day. It sounds, I know people are like, no, that doesn't work. I promise you, I have a whole entire book of evidence. Like I wrote a book of evidence that this works. And so get the idea in your head. You are the boss of your brain. You're the boss of your body. You're the boss of what you allow into your world. If there's anything that's in your world right now that should not be there, you're the boss of it. We always take charge. You go into the mind first. As above, so below. And so you get that picture, and then you start the tapping. And you remember, like I said yesterday, on a piece of paper, see that image? That's what I want. This is what I want. And so you're just going to tap. This is what I want. This is what I want. You let go of every limitation, every hindrance, everything that tries to pop in your head that says you can't have it because of this. Who cares? Shut up. I can have what I want. It's your mind. You can have anything you want. If you can't have it in your mind, where else could you have it? Of course you can have it in your mind. It's your imagination. And this moisture feels so good, or heat, the hydration feels so good. This heat feels so good. I love it so much. And then we're gonna hold it. So I got it. I got it. I can see it and I've got it. And the more you're holding, and the more you press in, this is very much a metaphor. Press in to the thing that you want. Press in, hold it. Do not let go. You will have things that you desire. And the more you hold, the more you can see it, the more clear the picture becomes, whether it's healing of the body, or healing of a relationship, or healing of finances, or any type of abundance in any way. And everything is healing. It's all about healing, because when something's not right, what it needs is healed. Your bank account needs healed. Your relationships need healed. Your body needs healed. Someone else's body needs healed. A situation needs repaired. It's all healing. This is all about wholeness, making things whole, as above, so below, on earth as it already is in heaven. And so you can feel it, and the more you feel it, then you say, got it, there it is. And as you feel it, you're raising that frequency. You're going higher and higher, and everything that exists on that frequency is right there with you. And you see yourself going higher, and you're looking around and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Look, it's here. I'm here. We're here. They're here. Healed, whole, totally, completely. Love it. Love it. And then you say, it's so wonderful. Isn't it wonderful that life can be this beautiful? So beautiful. And in relation to what we're talking about, your face, so beautiful. I never felt this beautiful in my whole life. My youth is renewed like the eagles. How is it possible that in my 50s and my 60s, I'm more beautiful today than I was in my early years? But it is possible, and it's so beautiful. Thank you. And then this is the part where the law of increase comes. If you want something to increase, you have to praise the source of increase. And so I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. So beautiful, so wonderful. And so from there, I got it, I got it, I got it. And that's what we say. And now we're going to take that same energy and we're going to take good care of our bodies. So you get your oil and you just need as much as you want. You can have as much as you want. You always want to start with your chest because the face, one of the ways that wrinkles come is the muscles in our face are different from the muscles in our body in that they are connected to the skin. And so as we massage our face, we're softening those muscles. We're saying it's okay, you can release, you can relax. You know, we get these lines here from doing this, and we get these lines here from doing this, and you know, and all of these things are just from life happening. And we're saying you can relax now. And so I have a shirt on under here, so I'm going to take this off. Here we go. Okay. And so you're going to start here because these muscles, believe it or not, they actually start down here and they actually go all the way back and they go all the way down to your feet. Isn't it crazy? It's crazy. It just is what it is. And so we're gonna start right here. And this week we're gonna learn about resistance, like lifting, basically lifting weights with our facial muscles. But today we're not. Today it's just about rest and about releasing, letting go, relaxing from strain. When we relax from strain, the law has the ability to do what we tell it to do. And so we go in here. And so much of this is about breaking up congestion of the lymphatic system, because a lot of the heaviness that we get in our necks, especially in like right in here, is inflammation. It's clogged up lymph. And so we want all of that to go, but we're going to get to that in a minute. So we start with our neck and we go right under here. And you can do this in the shower, you can do this in bed, you can do it while you're driving, whatever. And you're just getting under your arm and you're massaging all of that. And we have a tool that does this so well that I'll show you tomorrow. And you go down your arm all the way down, and you can imagine you're doing this in the shower too. And this guy right here, this gets very flabby from lymphatic also. And so we're just telling the body what we want it to do. We want it to relax. Today, we're relaxing. And you can even do this. If you're not in the shower, you can even do this, and it adds that hydration to the skin. It ends that crepiness. It ends the combination of the oil and the water. Really, really moisturizes the skin in ways that you can't just get without adding the water. You can't get this type of hydration also from products like I guess I can't name names, but the store-bought, the synthetic moisturizers that you can get, you can't get this type of moisturization and hydration, even though they're made with water and they have lots of oils in them, but they have other things that prevent the moisture, the efficacy. And so as you're using real raw ingredients, you're going to see the benefit and the power. And even as I do this, I do this all the time, so I don't feel a whole lot, like I don't feel any bumps at all. I did when I first started, but I do feel like, because I do this a lot these days, I've been writing a lot. And so like in this arm down here, I can really feel it. And you're really going to notice it when you get your gua sha stone. And so anyway, we're going down here, and you always want to push toward the heart. Everything goes toward the heart. And so we do that. And for lack of time, I won't do this side, but you do what you do on one side, you always want to do on the other. I will moisturize it though. And so we do this. And we're just saying it is okay to relax. You have the right to relax, body. Because when we relax from strain, the law has the ability to work. All of these laws, what you resist persists. The resistance that we have, we only want it to come in the form of weightlifting, because what you resist persists. When you resist, when your body resists weight, it persists, it builds the weight, it builds the muscles. But in things like, the neck in here, You have resisted, we have resisted, you know, we have our heads turned a certain way and it creates that resistance and it will persist unless you tell it, relax, you can relax. And so you get in here and I tell you, I never thought that I could massage my own body and it feel good. This feels so good, especially with that because of the heat. Feels really, really good, and it slides. The moisture or the hydration also helps this to slide really easily. That's why I love it so much. And you can just feel, you can feel all of the tension in the places wherever you need to be, you know, wherever you feel tension, you go in and you tell it, relax, relax. And as you do that, you know, muscles are like rubber bands and they stick together. Stress causes them to stick together. And you can pop them like, I mean, you can literally pop them like that and you can feel them pop. You say, you gotta let go. You gotta let go. And you're telling yourself this, you gotta let go. And you go in the back of your neck and you're just kind of pinching back here. It's easier to do it if your head is straight. You're doing that. And then you bring it to the front. And you go here on your neck. And you go down. This is where, as we focus on the neck, this is really where that, the really great results that I've seen, the most dramatic results that I've seen so far in the last 2 months that I've been doing this, not consistently, it has been in my neck. It takes very, very little to get the neck to respond. And so you're going up. It's all so intuitive. Like, even if you weren't here today, if you would just mess with your face, you would have figured this out. Because you can feel where to go. You feel your jaw and you're like, well, it needs to go up, right? Yes, go up. It's a no-brainer. And you go back here, people that have TMJ, you go right under here and you can push it. When I first started, I would push that and I could feel like it was sore. I'm like, why is it sore back there? Grit in the sleep. No more. I don't have it anymore. I would wake up sometimes doing like this with my jaw. Like I would feel myself doing that. But you're telling your body, all you're doing, you are retraining our body. We're saying, you are safe, you're relaxed, you're healthy, you're whole, you're healed. And the latter days look far better than the former. The latter days look far better, even if you've had a good life, even if you've had fun. Hopefully you have. The best is yet to come. Better than yesterday, but not as good as tomorrow. And so you go up, 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 up. And you go under here, and you lift up. So intuitive. You already know what to do. And you go here where these nasal labial folds show up. And it's so funny, but I'm just going to say this, and it's really how it works. Just rub them out. Just rub them out. You're literally just rubbing out the wrinkles. I used to think you couldn't do that. I'm like, you can't erase lines. Yeah, you can. Just like this. They go away. This is so crazy. What? They do. They do. So, you know, doing something like this as opposed to injections, and I'm not opposed to, you know, like people do what they want and whatever, you know, but the benefit of this is you can get what you want, but it takes more time than if you would just go into an office. The problem with the injections, there's always a cost to everything. And the problem with the injections is that they accumulate, and eventually it gets to the point of no return. And you have scar tissue damage. The longer, like the more you do it, it builds up, and you have scar tissue damage, and then you have it. And so, and what's funny is the ladies that I've studied under who talk about the scar tissue damage, the way that they get rid of it, and you can get rid of scar tissue damage. I love it so much. The way that you get rid of it is this. So it's like, just do this anyway. Just go ahead and do this, you know. Again, though, you know, everything is you pay on the front end or you pay on the back end. Every single thing in life, pay on the front end or the back end. This is us paying on the front end with no there's no negative to this. There's no negative to this. You are touching your body. You are making physical contact with your body, and you are transmuting energy as you're doing this. It strengthens you. It strengthens your body. It strengthens your mind. And believe it or not, they've shown like the energy that you are drawing in to do this, to think, to spend time, to do all of that. You are taking energy from that vibration, from that frequency, and you're putting it on your face. That's what you're doing. It's what we're doing. And we're telling our bodies, you're worth it. You are worth it, and you're beautiful, and you have stuff to see. You got a lot of stuff you still need to see. You have a lot of stuff that you still need to smell. You have a lot of words you still need to say and things that you need to hear. And so you're taking good care. What the law of increase. If we want it to increase, we have to praise it. Beautiful eyes, beautiful eyebrows. My eyebrows are expressive. Whatever I'm thinking, I can say, and I can say it with sweetness and compassion. And my brows don't frown. My brows get happy. They raise. They're excited. When people see me, it was funny. I sent out a Facebook post that said, "Why is beauty important to you?" And my sister actually responded back, and she said, because when you smile, it makes people feel good. They smile back, and it changes the energy. And she said, I like to be able to smile at babies and they smile back. And I thought that's such a profound point, because we can change the atmosphere for good or bad. We change the atmosphere, and we start it with our faces, with our expressions, how we look when we're walking through the grocery store. We change the atmosphere when we walk in. And so that's what we're doing. And so with that, we're literally, again, if you have dark lines under here, that's just petals that collect under here. It can be like vitamin deficiencies, and we'll talk about that. But also it's just inflammation that gets gathered under here. You just massage it out. You literally massage it out. We can have every cream on the planet. We can have all the shots. We can have all the stuff, but nothing can do what real, raw technology can do. Everything we need, we have access to. And so another thing that I learned is you can reshape your nose. The person that showed me that did reshape her nose. And as we age, our noses widen. I don't know why that is, but we're gonna talk about that on Friday, I think, or Thursday, one of those days. But it starts with basically you're telling your nose what you want it to do. You're guiding it. So my nose is a little bit crooked. It goes this way. You can kind of see it points that way. And so I'm going to work on it. I'm going to see if I can change it. Why not? So we tell it what we want to do. We're the bosses of our bodies. We're the bosses of our bodies. We're the bosses of the world that we want to live in. We say what goes. And with that, you just continue to do that as little or as long as you want to. Now, I'm going to show you over the next few days, we're going to go into the integrative massage. And what that is we're going to bring in acupressure, we're going to bring in weightlifting, so to speak, resistance, and we're going to bring in cupping. And you can do all of this. This doesn't have to be a 2-hour session every single day, or any days. It can if you want it to. But what I'm going to say to you, I'm going to challenge you, is to say, what else are you doing at 9 o'clock at night? You have time for you. You have time. You have time to do this. Literally, there's no TV show that's better than this. Not one. Or play it while you're doing it. If you just have to. If you just have to play it while you're doing it, it's fine. You are so important. And what I really love is that there's nobody on the planet like you. There's nobody that has all of your skills, all of your thoughts, all of your past life experiences. We find people and we're like, oh, they're like me. Spend 10 minutes with them. You're going to be like, well, they're kind of like me. I mean, we're very similar, but no, there's nobody like you. And not only that, but you have a thing that's inside of you that needs to come out and create fruit and multiply and fill the earth before you leave the planet. And the only way to do that is to focus, is to harness the vehicle that you're in, to harness the mind and to harness the vision for all of those things. We do it through our minds, and then you get the car ready. When you're ready to start work, you get your vehicle ready and you drive it. And that's all we're doing, is we're just getting this vehicle tip-top shape, getting the tune-up, getting all the stuff so that we can go, because we're smarter than we were when we were 20. We're wiser, we're more compassionate, we are wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove. That's what we are. And now you have everything that you need. Even if you don't, I already know, because I hear what people say. I don't have money for that. You don't need money. I just showed you olive oil. Go to your kitchen and get your olive oil. Do you have hot water? You don't have to have this. You don't have to have this $40 thing. If you have hot water in your sink, you can do the same thing with a hot towel. Get your hot towel, get your towel wet, roll it up, stick it in the microwave, heat it up 30 seconds. If you have a microwave, you can do this. This is simple. Take time for yourself. So, homework for today is do this. Homework for tonight is, I want you to do this, and I want you to tell me what technologies you used for this tonight. And what that means is, what technologies, meaning, did you use a steamer? Did you use your hot towels? Did you use your hands? Did you use music? Did you bring in, like, what did you set up? Or did you just use your brain? You can literally go camping and do this without anything that I've mentioned. If you have oil, you don't even have to have oil, but oil is better. If you have oil and you have water, you can do everything that I told you, because really all you need is a brain, hands. If you don't have hands, get somebody's hands. Go borrow some hands. Somebody can do it for you, for real. Somebody can do it for you. And if you don't have hands, somebody needs to do that with you. And that also is another thing. I sat yesterday. This is so funny. So my husband and I take a walk at night. We do a lot of stuff. We just have stuff that we do in the night times, but there's a pond that's near us. So we'll take a walk around the pond, and we sat on this park bench. And then, so I put my hands up and I said, okay, close your eyes. And I said, find me. And so he was like, going like this to see if he could feel where my energy was. And we were connecting, like we were finding each other. And so when I did it to him, I could find him more easily though, because he's hotter. He runs hotter, his body. So I could find him, faster, easier. But anyway, do stuff like that. It's so much fun. It's so much fun. And you're just playing around, because we are the highest form of creation. We can do what we want. We can do really cool, powerful things. And it's so good, because you take what you have and you give. The whole reason we do this is we bring glory to God, and we make ourselves and others very happy on the planet. So with that, do your homework. Since this was not able to be live streamed, we will do the drawing tonight, but I am going to give a special gift to both of the Jen and the Jennies for being here today. And I really appreciate that you're here. And I'm not sure, but go ahead and give me your private message me, and give me your home addresses. I'll send something to you.
Okay, thank you. And so the email, okay, so I'm on your email, so tomorrow I just can't make it, but
okay,
you'll send that connection to me. All right, great. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Very good.
All right, so I won't use the soap. I'll do a dry brush, and okay, I'm gonna do that.
Do it. And then write about it, post about it.
I don't do Facebook, but I'll let you all know.
That's
okay.
Right, that's right. You can email me, and then I'll post it for you if you want to.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Bye.